350 yard par 4 down.
Yeah, so we're a little bit into the wind. We get our golf ball magnet, Annapolis River on the right. We got more hazard up the left and trees. The important part on this hole for me, I think, is to pick a club. Today it's a 3-wood with the wind blowing. I'm going to hit this maybe 250 or maybe less, so that you pick a target that's appropriate for the distances you're going to hit it. So if I'm hitting it 200 off the tee, I'm aiming further right than if I'm hitting it 250, or if I'm hitting a driver, you know, at 300. So always pay attention on a hole that curves a little bit, that your target's appropriate for the distance you plan to hit it. So I've got my target here is just left of the 100-yard sign on the right. Probably won't go through the fairway because of the wind blowing, and if I come up short of that, fine. I got a little bit of room left and right from that target. Okay, so I've got 86 yards to the center, so I just hit that 3-wood pretty well. I guess about 365 into the wind, 265 into the wind, but only 70 to the front. And that pin is kind of extreme front left. So again, there's really no space to miss short or left. So I'm going to play this about 76, 77 yards, and there hopefully is still a little bit of a breeze helping this ball, you know, fly all the way to the hole and stop when it gets there. This would be a pretty tricky one to get close to coming out of the rough, but I'm going to just go right at it, and the breeze hells me up a little bit and my ball lands soft. It should be okay. It's pretty close, just under the hole. I missed it a little right, but it should be an uphill putt. Pretty makeable, so I'm happy with that shot.
Well, tried to roll back in the hole.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so we're about 8th hole, about 420. And this is, for I think, the longest par 4 on the course here. So it's fairly wide, not too much trouble. So this one might tend to swing at a little bit harder. When I do that, I want to make sure that I'm getting the full shoulder turn back, and that I'm not losing my power initially in the very first part of my downswing. I want to still stay relaxed, nice and loose and supple, and really just accelerate through the ball. If I swing too hard from the top, I'm probably going to come over and pull it, or my hands are going to squeeze tight and come through with the club face open and hit a slice. So anytime you want to swing harder, just make sure you don't do either of those two things. And just going to give this one a pop. Pretty wide fairway, and just hit it. Go find it and hit it again. My foot slipped on that, probably from swinging too hard. My ball went a little bit left, but I should be okay and have a shot from there.
Okay then, a little obstacle to get round.
Yes, so I'm 145 to the middle of the green, to the flag, and I find myself here behind the trees. The only thing I really can see is to the right side of the green, so I'm going to have to play a hook here on purpose. So the kind of the hook 101, for somebody that's, this goes for if you do it by accident or on purpose, is that the direction the club's traveling as it strikes the ball is going to launch it in an initial direction. Where you have the club face pointed at contact, it is going to curve it roughly to there. So if you want to, you can kind of set your body where you want to start the ball and then set the club where you want it to finish. You can do that before you swing. The tricky part is then just committing to making a good swing at it while you do that. So I use a little more kind of feel and hand-eye coordination, but either way, I'm going to have to aim this ball well right of the green and really turn my hands over to make sure that it hooks. And I've got room in front, so I don't have to fly it all the way there. So I'm just going to aim about 10 or 15 yards to the right of the green and just try to curve it left, and hopefully I guess right. It's not a shot you practice a lot, but I get the right kind of touch and feel. Hopefully this ends up in a good spot.
Oh, great shot. Stop. Almost too good.
I think I may have overdid that one. I can't see it from here. As long as it's short of the green, I should be safe, and I might be chipping instead of putting, but got around the tree, no problem, so I'm happy.
Okay. Chip. So ninth hole, par 5, 512 yards, Dan?
Yeah, so it's a little straighter from here than the white tees where we normally play from. So I got to consider both left and right kind of as hazards. From down there, you just kind of keep it, just hit it past the stuff on the left and everybody's safe. But from here, it's just long enough that I want to hit the fairway to have a reasonable shot at it too. I can get there with a mid iron, maybe a long iron if I hit this well. And I haven't hit the fairway with my driver yet today, so that's a little bit of a, I guess, a challenge for me here. So let's see if I can find the fairway.
Oh, great shot.
Hit it well. It's had a little draw to it. The wind's blowing a little right to left, and the fairway slopes right to left, so that may not be in the fairway. Might be in the rough when we get there, but I hit it pretty well. It should be in a good spot. Okay, so I'm at 205. A little bit in the woods here, but nothing's in the way of my backswing. I've got a limb in front of me that I have to kind of go around. The wind's blowing right to left, so I can play kind of a pretty big draw. I'm going to have to aim a little right of the green, and I cannot go past the flag, and I shouldn't go right of it either, because the flag's about as far back and to the right as it gets. So middle of the green is good, anything short, anything left. So I'm going to hit a 6 iron, which is normally about 190, and may come up a little short, and if I do, that's okay. If I get it all, I might get there, but the most important thing here is from my target to the right that I draw it a little bit. And if I can get anything around the middle of the green, I'll be happy, and 2-putt for a birdie. So that's what I'm going with. So I hit it kind of fat. It's right on line with the flag, but it's short. You can see from my club face here where I hit the ball. Not a very good strike, so it's about 20 yards short of the green, but hopefully just an easy chip and putt.
Yeah.
So I'm quite a bit short of the green. That was a pretty significant miss hit. Probably the worst one of the day, but I still got lots of green to work with. It's up slope, so I'm gonna pretend to play my shot as if it was just slightly longer. The only trouble with that, the pin's at the very back of the green. There's no room to miss long. So I'm just gonna hit my regular sand wedge, my 56 degree, and try to fly it about halfway onto the green. It'll take hopefully a couple of soft bounces and then just a little bit of roll. Right at the front of the green, I see a very steep upslope. I wanna avoid that, make sure I hit past that, because that will slow the ball down quite a bit, probably not get to the green. So like I said, about halfway onto the green between the front edge and the hole, allow for a couple bounces and some roll. So I get the distance just right. Didn't play enough break, quite a severe slope there, and I just didn't play enough of it. But distance is good, and I'm right below the hole, so makeable putt. Hopefully I can get it.
Yes, nice birdie.
Thank you.